everybody? Welcome back to Kai Talks NFL, and today I'm going to be doing my way too early NFL playoff bracket predictions. And yeah, don't kill me if your team's not in the Super Bowl or winning the Super Bowl, because it's just an opinion. It's a prediction for many months in time, so just try not to get angry. Anyways, let's get into it.
Oh my goodness!
Daylight hurdles to the end zone!
That may be the greatest catch I've ever seen.
It is. Oh, he caught it off the ricochet. Penalty. Is he in?
The number one seed in the AFC, I have the Baltimore Ravens. I think the Ravens are truly the best team in the NFL right now, and that offense is just so stacked, and especially everything they've added this offseason on defense. I think they're the clear favorite in the AFC this year. Number 2 seed, give me the Buffalo Bills. I still think the Buffalo Bills are a top 2 team in the AFC. They added a couple decent additions, might not do a lot, but they're still the same Buffalo Bills. Next, we got the number 3 seed, and in my eyes, it is the LA Chargers. And call me crazy, but I think they win the AFC West this year, and that honestly automatically puts a lock on them being the 3 seed. You know why? Because I think the Texans will be the 4 seed. And I just think simply the Texans will have a worse record than the Chargers. I just think the Chargers are just going to be super underrated going into this year. I think Trey Harris is going to be an absolute dog in that running back room with all those young guys and Najee Harris. I think that offense is going to be really, really good. And Justin Herbert with another year with Jim Harbaugh, I think it gets them to win the AFC West and have a better record than the Texans. Now, the Texans having the 4 seed, I just think it's because they win the division. There's nothing really other than to say that automatically puts you at the 4 seed. Number 5, give me the Kansas City Chiefs. And yes, I still do think they make the playoffs. They're the KC Chiefs. They're going to make the playoffs no matter what. They've done it how many years in a row now? Anyways, it's just the Chiefs. They're going to make the playoffs. They'll probably get second in the division. Yeah, that's how it's going to go. Number 6 seed, I do have the Denver Broncos. So 3 teams from the AFC West. And if it lines up right, they are going to face the LA Chargers in the playoffs. Anyways, we'll get to that later. But I just think the Broncos have gotten so much better over this offseason. Their draft was actually really, really good. Jahdae Barron, I'm excited about him. Pat Surtain's still there, reigning Defensive Player of the Year, right? And Bo Nix, if he just keeps playing how he's playing, I think they'll make the playoffs. And lastly, my 7 seed, I think the Bengals get in the playoffs this year with the 7 seed. Don't know how they're going to do it, most likely through Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase. I am scared about the defense, but I still think their offense is way too good to not get them in the playoffs. Like, if Burrow plays anything like he did last year, Jamar plays anything like he did last year, they'll make the playoffs. I think they just got unlucky at the beginning of the year. I think if this team plays how they did at the back half of last season, they will make the playoffs. Moving on to the NFC now, my number 1 seed is the Washington Commanders. Jaden Daniels is going to take them to this. It's no doubt about it. He is only going to get better. And those people that are saying he's going to be in a sophomore slump, you're just saying it because CJ Stroud had one. There's no reason why Jaden Daniels himself is going to have one. Therefore, I think if Jaden Daniels is leading that team and the underrated coach of Dan Quinn, I think this will get them to the 1 seed. Number 2 seed, I got the Detroit Lions, and I know I said I thought the Vikings would win the division, but I'm kind of changing my mind on that. I think the Lions will probably win the division, get them the 2 seed. I think it'll be really close, and if Detroit keeps playing how they've been playing, I think they can get the number 2 seed. Next, I got the number 3 seed going to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, I think they had such a good draft, especially for that offense. They had really good defensive pickups. And they, on the offense, for example, Emeka Egbuka and my guy, Tez Johnson Jr., I think this wide receiver is going to be this wide receiver room is going to be absolutely insane for Baker Mayfield. Therefore, I think they're going to light it up this year, and they're going to get the 3 seed. Number 4 seed now, I got the LA Rams because I think they will win the division this year. And I just think now with Davante Adams, they're going to be kind of like a Bengals offense, just explosive all around scoring points. Their defense doesn't even have to play very good. Even though it's a lot better than the Bengals, they don't have to play good because the Rams will win games just with their offense. Next, I got the 5 seed going to the Philadelphia Eagles, and now this is simply just placement order. I think the Commanders are going to win the NFC East this year, but that doesn't mean the 5 seed is bad. It's just kind of how it works because the division winners are always in 1 through 4. So therefore, the Eagles will be the 5 seed. I still think they're going to make the playoffs. Their team hasn't changed, and it shouldn't. Their team is kind of like the Ravens, I'd say just a little worse because I think their division's going to be hard this year. But I still think the Eagles will make the playoffs with the 5 seed. 6 seed, I got the Minnesota Vikings. I think with J.J. McCarthy, Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, Kevin O'Connell will leave J.J. McCarthy to the glory land. There's no way he doesn't. Like, if J.J. McCarthy's even somewhat like Sam Darnold, they will make the playoffs because they went 14-3 last year. Their defense is really, really good, and I know they lost some people this year like Cam Bynum, but I still think this team with a young quarterback will make the playoffs this year. And the 7 seed, my San Francisco 49ers. I've said this so many times. You've got to look at our schedule. You have to look at it. The NFC South and the AFC South. I think those are pretty easy wins right there. Besides, obviously, Buccaneers, Jaguars, Texans. But that's about it, and I just think overall, since we were very bad last year, we just have an easy schedule. And with a fully healthy team, you know how good the 49ers can be. Christian McCaffrey, a lot of people forgot about him. I think it's going to be very shocking to some people. That leads us to the first part of the playoff bracket. Let's move on to the divisional round and the wild card round winners. First game is the Chiefs versus the Texans. Are you ready? The Houston Texans. I got them getting revenge against the Kansas City Chiefs last year. I think the Texans are a way more well-rounded team than the Kansas City Chiefs right now. Obviously, Patrick Mahomes is going to put up a close fight, but I think if the refs didn't screw the Texans last year, they would have won that game. And I think they're ready for hunger. They want to be back. KC lost the Super Bowl, so obviously they're hungry too, but something just tells me the Houston Texans are going to be more hungry, and they are going to win this game and move on to the divisional round. We got the Chargers and the Broncos. I think Justin Herbert gets his first playoff win here. It is time. Herbert has got to get that first playoff win, and I just think the Chargers, they might be the same skill as the Broncos, but something just tells me Justin Herbert's going to have that fire in him. He's heard all the talk about him not making the playoffs. I think he gets his first playoff win here. And the next game in the AFC is the Bills versus the Bengals. I got to go with the Bills. The defense is going to screw the Bengals this game. There's no doubt about it. It's Josh Allen. He's going to score on you. The Buffalo Bills need to get back to where they were. They knew they were screwed. They are hungry enough. And as Bengals is scary team enough, especially when they weren't in the playoffs last year. But I just think the Bills are going to get the upper hand here. First game we got is the Eagles versus the Rams. I'm going with the LA Rams to win this game here. I just think the Rams are going to be, I've said this so many times, but they want back at the Eagles. They're not in the snow anymore. They're probably going to be at home because they're the 4 seed. I think they are going to win this game in a very close game with an upset. When it comes to the playoffs, they are very clutch and they always bring it to the end. If you've watched any Rams playoff games over the past 3 years. Anyways, something just tells me that Rams defense, guys like Jared Verse, are going to make big plays. Devontae Adams going to come in. Puka Nacua is going to come in. That offense, they're just going to outplay the Eagles. In some way, somehow, I'm not sure. Something just tells me the Rams are going to win this game. The Buccaneers versus the Vikings. I gotta go with the Buccaneers here. I think simply just because I think they're just a better team than the Vikings at the moment. I just think the Vikings, maybe J.J. McCarthy will struggle. You never know. I just think they're a more well-rounded team. That's really my only explanation. But yeah, I think the Buccaneers get the dub here. My 49ers versus the Lions. I'm not going to go with an upset here. I'm going to go with the Detroit Lions. Sadly, I think we're just going to barely slide into the playoffs. It'll be fun, but I think we get bounced in the first round. Anyways, that is the divisional round. Let's predict it. Okay, first game we got is the Ravens versus the Texans. I think everybody knows who I'm picking here. It's got to be the Ravens, right? Like, they are just a much better team than the Texans. That's all I can really say. I think the Texans are going to be very underrated. I think CJ Stroud's going to shock a lot of people, but I still don't believe they'll beat the Baltimore Ravens. Next, we got the Chargers versus the Bills. I'm sorry, Chargers, you had your fun with your first playoff win, but I gotta go with the Bills here. It's just the Bills once again. I just think Josh Allen is going to show out just like he always does in playoff games, and therefore the Chargers are going to lose there. But Justin Herbert, enjoy your first playoff win. Next, we got the Commanders versus the Rams, and I'm sorry, LA, but I gotta go with the Commanders. I just think they are a Super Bowl caliber team. They know what it takes. They have been there before on a new team, a very fresh team with Dan Quinn. Imagine a new year, like new team. They're ready now. They know what to expect, and I think they're just going to beat the Rams in this situation. Buccaneers versus the Lions. Call me insane, but the Buccaneers get the win here. I think these games have always been close between these two. Look at the wild card game from a few years ago. It came down to the wire, brother. I think they get it here. I just think something's going to screw them up, whether it's Jared Goff, the secondary. I don't know, but something's going to be the nail in the coffin, and the Buccaneers will win the game. Now that we got our championship set up, I'm going to predict it. Starting off, we got the Bills and the Ravens. I gotta take the Ravens here, man. The Ravens, I just think they're the clear outlier here. They're just a better team. They want revenge on the Buffalo Bills, and I think they're gonna get it in this game. Next, got the Buccaneers versus the Commanders. I think they're just gonna go on a tear, man. They're gonna win this game. And I think it's going to be almost dominant, too. Something just tells me it's gonna be a blowout. I don't know why. Something just tells me the Buccaneers are going to blow out the Commanders because they're going to have a Commanders type of run last year. Remember when the Commanders blew out the Lions? Something tells me the Buccaneers are going to do it back to them. I don't know why, but that's just my opinion. The Super Bowl. Buccaneers, Ravens. Who do I got? I got to go with the Ravens here. I think the Ravens are the 2025-2026 Super Bowl champions. Now, I just think the Ravens are the best overall team in the league. I think it's going to be really close. This game might go into overtime, but it's just going to be a shootout. Shootout. And the Ravens pull it off due to Derrick Henry, Lamar Jackson, and that secondary. That is it for today's video. I hope you all enjoyed. Some of you are probably a bit angry at me. But anyways, I'll see you in the next one.